Is the housing market about to turn, or are we already in the middle of a shift? Between rising house prices, unstable mortgage rates, and global uncertainty, tariffs, buyers and sellers across the state of Minnesota are feeling the pressure. If you are trying to decide whether you should buy now, sell, or wait, this video could save you from making a costly mistake. Hey, I'm Ryan Temmel with Milestone Realty, and I help people just like you buy, sell, invest, and relocate across the South Metro Twin Cities area. Every month, I dig into local market data so you don't have to, and today I'm going to be walking you through what's been going on across the state. Over the last month, listings are up 7.2% across the state and 5.5% in the metro area. Another stat that we track is signed purchase agreements, which is a better way to indicate buyer intent. And those are up 3% over the last month. What is the median home price? Well, in the state of Minnesota, it is $360,000, which is just shy of 3%, 2.9% from last year. And in just the Twin Cities area, it is $399,000. So we're almost breaking that $400,000 mark, which again is up 3.5% from this time last year. So more houses are hitting the market, more buyers are stepping in, but the market isn't exploding. Why is that? Well, as you continue to hear about interest rates, yes, high interest rates, they're hovering between 6.5% to 7%, which is causing the average buyer to not either be able to afford a house at all, they just can't qualify because of the income requirements that it takes, or they are just choosing not to buy a home right now because they don't want the high mortgage payment and it won't fit within their budget. So that is keeping us really, I guess what you could call a healthy market. You know, we continue to see new listings and houses are continuing to sell. It's not like houses are just sitting for months and months and months on end. It is taking longer to sell, but they are still selling for 99.7% of their list price. So we're kind of in this middle area right now where the market isn't extremely hot and it's not extremely cold. So in some ways it's a good thing, but in some ways it can be maybe a negative thing because of how expensive it is. So ultimately, what are the takeaways? Here's what I say to sellers. As I stated earlier, expect your home to take longer to sell. So if you are not wanting to deal with that, if you don't want to have to deal with the amount of showings that are going to have to happen and always continuing to have your house get ready, if you prefer to sell your house in a weekend or in a couple weeks, reach out to me and I will help give you a strategy that can sell your house in as little amount of time as possible so you don't have to deal with that headache. Additionally, I would say continue to figure out where you want to go. That's often when I talk to sellers, the hardest thing to determine is where are they going to go, especially because they often feel, they're going to sell their home that they've lived in maybe 10, 15, 20 years, and they're going to go buy something a little smaller but newer, and they end up being the same price, which is incredibly frustrating, which I understand. So that's the hard thing to stomach and or wrap your head around and just come to terms with it. That is probably going to be the outcome. Again, if I were to be a betting man, I would say house prices are not coming down. Of course, anything is possible. You never know what's going to happen in the larger, grander economic scale, or in the world. A war could happen and all of a sudden that changes so many things. So again, that could be possible, but in terms of what is likely, I would say it's not likely. So I would not expect that. And just try to find where the next place you want to live is and get the timing right. If you get those two things, then you can work out all the numbers and everything else on the back end. For buyers, what I would say is, one, kind of be thankful that, we're not in the market of 2021. Now, I know, yes, it would be great to be able to have interest rates at 3% again and be able to have homes that are a little more affordable. However, it's not fun having 20 minutes to look at a house and then having to have an offer and to compete against 25 other offers. So you now can go see a house, see it a second time. You can put a inspection in. You can, potentially, I'm working with the seller who is bought a house contingent on selling their home. So even contingencies like that, which were virtually impossible a year, 2 years ago, is now once again a reality because the market has slowed down. So that is the positives. My other encouragement would be to figure out what you need your numbers to be able to buy, and don't delay. The sooner that you can get into the market, the better, especially if you're a first-time home buyer. If you are thinking, we can afford this, but it's just a little expensive, as I stated before, house prices likely aren't coming down. And even if interest rates come down, if that happens, a lot more buyers are going to come to the market and house prices are going to go up. There will be more multiple offer situations. So I think the sooner that you can get in, the better it will be for you. Now, if you can't afford a payment right now, and the reason that you're not buying is because you can't get pre-approved or qualified, then my encouragement would be stay patient. That's okay. The market is going to turn at some point. And what you need to be doing in the meantime is figuring out your budget, find new ways to increase your income, decrease your expenses, and continue to stockpile cash so that when the time comes, you're ready to buy. And additionally, you can still start searching and figuring out where you want to be, what type of houses you want. So when the time comes to buy, if interest rates were to come down, and now you can, but remember, you're going to be competing against a lot of different people. So speed will be so important. So if you can figure out these big emotional decisions, get that already, you'll be prepared and ahead of the game and hopefully be able to beat out the competition before house prices rise too much. So that is what I would say to both buyers and sellers. I hope these insight and this information has been helpful as you maybe are trying to figure out whether you should buy, sell, or wait, and hopefully you have a better idea of what you should do. If you want specific data or information on a county, a city, or even a neighborhood, reach out and tell me what it is, and I will send you a report that has information like the average square footage, price per square footage, I should say, the median price of the house, the amount of homes that have sold in the last 3, 6, 12 months in that area. All helpful information when you're trying to find a house and determine what the price that you should pay for it is. So if you want that, reach out, I'll get it to you. If you have other questions that you would like to ask, maybe about the buying or selling process or just a different area in Minnesota, reach out. You can text, call, or email me. My info is in the description below, or you can DM me on any platform too. And I would be happy to connect and answer those questions for you. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you want to see future market reports and different videos that I post on this channel. And always remember, I'm Ryan Temmel, and I'm here to help you reach your next real estate milestone.